Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'll be helping you out with how to create a random image generator, okay, with the help of the JavaScript. So how it is helpful, like if you create a random image generator, how it is helpful. So suppose you have a website, okay, and in your website you want to display multiple images or multiple courses, let's say in your website, okay, or let's say you want to display multiple reviews at a time in the front end of your website, wherein like people when visit your website they can see like, yes, these are the customers who have reviewed your products which you're selling on your website, and according to those reviews they go ahead and make a purchase in your website. So random image generator can be useful in these ways. So how do you create a random image generator? I'll tell you. First of all, how it look like. Let's see that, okay? So in front of the screen, if you see, I have given an H1, that is random image generator, and this is an H2, wherein when we click this particular button, that is generate image, that will automatically give random images, okay, and the time you can set it in the JavaScript, like at how many intervals, or like after 2 seconds the next image should come, after one image the next 1 second the next image should come, like that. So when I click on generate image, so now if you see, the images are now coming, so it will come randomly, okay. So if you see, the images are changing. Same way, what you can do is you can put on your, as I said, like reviews or your courses in this way, and you can embed it in your website using the JavaScript, wherein when people comes into your website they can see directly that, yes, these are some courses which are available, some featured courses, or these are some reviews which people have given after coming to your website or purchasing from your website. So random image generator will be helpful in that case. Now how? So suppose there are reviews. So what you can do, you can take the copies or screenshot of those reviews. Now the image should be of high quality, and then you can put it inside your image generator, and then you can embed it in your website, right? Or else what you can do is you can take the courses, and you can make the banner of the courses, and then you can embed it inside the image generator and then put it in your website. So those ways you can do it, okay. So if you see, the images are changing continuously, right? So how it is working, it's actually working on the number. So random number of, it's picking up a random number and it's generating the images according to it. Fine. So in this case we have to use an array in the JavaScript, and accordingly we have to write the code in the JavaScript for generating this random image generator, okay. So let's get started. I'll go back to the editor, wherein we will start off with the HTML first. So inside the HTML we just have to do one thing, that is we have to create the heading of any heading you can choose. So as I said, I've kept as a random image generator, so I'll write that. So I'll take as HTML, and then next I'll go off with the header, okay, and then I'll put a title over here. So title, I'll take it as random image generate, and I'll close the title. Once I close the title, after that you can close off the header. Fine. Now header is closed. Next what we have to do is we have to start up the script, that is the JavaScript, okay. So inside the script, first thing what we have to do is we have to give the images to the array, right? As I said, array will be taking part in this particular JavaScript. So let's first of all create a function, okay, and the function name, let me take as get, let's say, random image, okay. This is my function. Fine. Now inside this particular function, first of all I'll declare an array which will store the images, okay. So declare an array to store images. Fine. So next line, let's take var, okay, and let me take the variable name as random image. Okay, this is the variable name for creating an array. So I am using the new keyword and new, I'll write array. Okay, now what this line will do, this line will actually create a new array, and the array will be stored inside the variable that is random image. Okay, this is done. Now next what you have to do is, we have in this particular array that is random image, we have to store the images, right? Now I am storing the image with the help of the URL. You can store it with the help of the image path as well. Okay, so how will you store it? So the array, let's say I take the array as 5 elements. That means we will have it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 index numbers of the array. Okay, so how will you store it? So we can just write the name of the array, that is random image, and then in the first index number, that is 0, we will store our first image. That means we are storing it now with the help of the URL. So here I'll enter my URLs. Okay, so I have URLs, these. You can also take yours, or you can take these. I can provide it in the description. Okay, so that's my first image, okay, which I have stored in the index 0 of the array. Okay, second I'll take random image and then 1, okay, index 1, and here I'll put in my next image. Okay, similarly you can do it for 2, 3, 4. So how many size of image you want to take, or how many even images you want to put, it depends on you. Okay, similarly for the next index element, I put it another over here. So let me take this. Okay, and random image 3, I'll take another, and here I'll put this. Similarly you can put it for 4 and then for the fifth one. So random image 4, five. Okay, so I want only 5 elements or 5 images to be stored in my array, so I'm taking 5, right? So here this is my fifth one, and this will be my fourth one. Okay, now all my images are stored inside the array now. Okay, now next is, don't miss out to put the semicolons in each, otherwise you'll get a syntax error. Okay, now this is done. Now next what we have to do is, next we have to generate, as I said, we have to generate a number, okay, which will provide, which we have to provide it to the image, okay, which will, randomly generate the images. Okay, that means for each image we are providing a random number. Okay, so how to provide that random number? So for that what we can do, so let me type a comment. So I'll write generate a number and provide to generate image accordingly. Okay, that means each number which we have provided, that will generate a random image. Okay, so for that I'll take a variable, let's say number. Okay, and inside this I'll write math.floor for generating the random number, and math.random. Okay, and inside the random So I'll take it as math.random, and then I'll write how much length of the array is. That means I'll write random image dot length. Okay. So what this particular line will do, this particular line will have a variable that is number, and inside this particular variable it will randomly generate numbers which depends on the size of the array. That means 5 numbers will be generated and each particular image will be given those numbers. That means the fifth image which we have provided over here can be given as the first priority. Okay, the first image which we have given can be given as the last priority. So basically it will generate the image depending on the number, and random image will be generated. Okay, now once this is done, what we have to do is, now we have to return the images which are generated, right? So for that, what we have to write, so return the images which are generated. Okay, so how to return those images? So for returning, you can write return, and then inside the JavaScript you can take it by document dot get element. Okay, so get element by what we can take it over here, so you can get it by result. Okay, so that's the ID which we can use it over here, right? So here document dot get element by ID we can write. Fine, and inside this we can write as result. Okay, and this will come as a inner HTML. Okay, and how it will come? It will come it in the form of an image. So for that, what we can do is we can just put a tag over here, that is image source, which is equal to the random image. Okay, and according to the numbers it will come, right? So here we can write number. This way what it will do, this particular line, first it will generate a number, and this particular number will hold all the random numbers according to the length of the array, and the next it will return it in, inside the inner HTML. How it will return? It will return it in the form of an image which has the source, that is random image, which holds the array which we have taken, right? And inside that I have passed on the argument as number. What is number? Number is the variable in which my random numbers are generated. Okay, now this is done, right? Now next what we can do, I'll just refresh it. I'll save this and I'll refresh this. So once I refresh this right now, nothing comes up. Okay, why? Because we have just written the HTML and then stuffs. So let me close the script and HTML and then try to check it out how it looks like. Still the body part we haven't done yet. Okay, so I'll just refresh it. So nothing comes up. So now what we want to do is we want to put some body part which will help us to show it in our web page, like how actually it is looking, right? So here inside the body what we can do, we have to create the button and we have to create the headings. So for that, so in the body we can write, we can use the center tag. What center tag will do, it will help us to put the, the random image generator in the center. Okay, so here we can write as h2 and I can put some style to it. I can put this style as color. So let me take this color as, let's say I take it as red. Okay. And here, this particular styling, I'm doing it for the random image generator. Okay, that means the title which we have used over here. That means the random image generator now will come up at the center of the screen, which has the color as red. Okay, so I save this, and now if we refresh this, so if you see now at the middle of the screen, random image generator is there. Okay, next, let's say we have over here some, subheading. So in order to help the users to explain what this particular project is about, like how they have to operate it. So here we can write, let's say H4, and then inside it, I can just write the instruction. That means click the button to generate random images. Now this is just for the demo purpose. When you will be using it in your websites, you don't have to put it any button. Okay, you can directly embed this particular in the whole image generator inside your website without any button. It will automatically take it. Okay, so here we just have, okay, and after this what we can do, we can create a button which will user click. So I want like there should be a 2 seconds of delay in each images to appear. Okay, so for that what we can do, we can use the set interval. So I'll write on click, and inside the on click I'll be using the set interval property. So I'll use set interval. Okay, and since I said like I want it for 2 seconds, that means 2000 milliseconds. So I'll write get random image every 2000 milliseconds. That means 2 seconds. Okay, and the button name I'll give it as generate image. Okay, now the button is closed. Fine. So let me save this and let's see now how it looks. So I'll just refresh it. Now if you see, it has random image generator and then an H4 written over here. That's an instruction, and then generate image is coming up right over here. Okay. Next, what we have to do is we have to also like align the images. It should not come up in the opposite way in the website, right? In your web page. So for the alignment, what we can do, we can just give up some space after the button. Okay. So for that, I'm using BR for giving up space, and then we can write a span, and we can take ID equal to what. Now where you are storing the images, you are storing the images inside the result, right? So I'll write ID is result. Okay, and the alignment should be in center. Okay, and now we can close the span. So what will happen with this particular line of code? Now, since we have taken a span tag, and inside this I've used ID, wherein my ID is result. That means whatever images are stored, it is actually returning it inside result, right? So that means the images which are stored, the random images which are stored inside result, that will come up over here, and all the images will be aligned in the center. And after the button, there will be some space, and then only these images will be coming randomly. Okay, so now I'll save it again, and then I'll refresh this. Okay, and now let's click on generate image. Okay, so let's check up our code, what exactly the issue is. Okay, so now if you see, these things should be case sensitive, so that's why this is not working. So this I've kept it as caps. Okay, and let's see where else. Okay, okay, let's check it before we get any other errors. So refresh. Okay, let's check back. So now here also, if we see, the bracket is missing. Now I think it should work. So let's go and check. Okay, now if you see, the images are up, and after every 2 seconds the images will be changed. So it's changing randomly. Okay, so that's how the whole random image generator works. And so the whole objective behind this was how you are actually using the array inside JavaScript. Okay, that was the main thing, to make you guys understand like the array should be used properly, and after like you're using the array, then how you are actually getting the values using the return function, and then after that how you're generating the random numbers using the math.floor and math.random functionality over here. Okay. And also I'll be dropping on the link for the whole code in the description box in the comment as well. You can check that so that you can use it and you can create one for your own, and you can also embed it in your website.